Growing up, we didn't have a ton of money. I lived on a small farm in New York, but I always looked at people who had money like in movies, and sometimes we would travel to New York City and I would look around at all the women dressed so fancy with their outfits and their purses, and I was always just like, wow, one day I would love to live a beautiful life, maybe go to hotels, maybe travel and have money. But I always thought that that was too far off. I could never accomplish it. But that's what I always wanted. One of the biggest misconceptions people have about money is that some people are just born with money and other people aren't. We are not taught in the school system that it is achievable and how to create wealth. So we're just really left feeling like that's for other people. I'll never get there. And there's no plan or options for how to get there. The only option presented is go to school, get a job, and work for somebody else. But if you put that math together, very few people achieve wealth just working for somebody else their whole life. And we're taught to save our way to wealth, and that doesn't work either. So to achieve real wealth, massive wealth, high net worth, that's a totally different game, and that's what this video is about. The other biggest misconception about money is that entrepreneurs are evil. If you think about this for a second, most movies that we've grown up watching, in the beginning of the movie, there's like a shot where there's a guy at a high-rise building and there's like a billionaire behind a desk, and he's typically like the villain. And the hero is often like orphaned, like slumming his way, out there hustling and grinding. So unconsciously, we're taught that business people and entrepreneurs, there's something wrong or like manipulative, or they're doing something evil. And we don't realize that we're kind of set up to distrust entrepreneurs, CEOs, founders in some way, shape, or form. We're not ever going to try to achieve something that we think may be evil. So when we have these misconceptions, we just stay trapped in what I call the stay broke system, which is simply just go to school, get a job, and work for someone else. But the only problem with that is there's a cap on so many salaries and so many jobs, and there really isn't a way to create the kind of wealth we've always imagined as little kids. Like the 1% of people who have that massive wealth own their own business. So once you start to figure that out, you're like, okay, if that is the path, and becoming a founder or CEO or an entrepreneur, like, what do I do next? So let me break that down. So the very first step, if you're realizing I want to create wealth, I want to create side hustle income, whatever it looks like for you, the game is, what are you sitting on right now that you could package up as your expertise that somebody else would pay you for? Now, there's a lot of businesses you could start right now. And if you're watching this video, you've seen it all. There's all these types of options. However, a few years ago, I learned that there's this new economy called the e-learning economy, where everybody's moving online to learn stuff. This e-learning economy is valued to be $1 trillion in the next few years. And there's an opportunity right now for those of you watching this video that no matter what kind of skill it is that you have, if you package it up inside of a course or a program or coaching or consulting, there's a huge market of people that will pay you for that. Things like teach other people how to ride horses, and some people teach other people how to paint. Or you could be more fancy pants and maybe you help people find a relationship. The possibilities inside this new economy are just literally endless, but very few people know that they could package up something they already have right now and sell their knowledge online. So maybe like 3 or 4 years ago, I went to a conference where I heard about this e-learning opportunity, and I was like, okay, what is that? And what do I have that I could possibly package up as my expertise? Because I was a pastor, I was serving in the nonprofit world forever and ever. But I realized that people had always asked me for advice. They'd always come to me with questions, problems, wanting encouragement and advice. And it wasn't really even deep what I was offering them. But when I went to this conference, I started finding out that there were these things called life coaches. And I was like, wait, what? You can get paid to encourage people in their life? I've been doing this for free for years. So the opportunity is oftentimes you are so close to your superpower, you don't think it's that super, but it's the thing that people are already asking you, hey, how do you keep yourself so organized? Or how are you so productive? Or why are you such an incredible mom? Let me know in the comments below, what are people always drawing your attention to that you're kind of ninja at, but you may not think your superpower is that super. And I'm just here to tell you, people will 100% pay you for your superpower. The very next step after you figure out what your superpower is what I like to tell people. The second step is to go shopping online. What do I mean? I mean, go out there on the internet and see who else is packaging up their expertise similar to yours. For instance, if you really help people with home organization, who else is selling a course or education around that? You can look on course sites like just Udemy or Coursera, or just start doing Google searches. You'll start to find other people who have figured that out, and then you don't have to reinvent the wheel. What I tell people is you're going to just model what they're doing, model how they're packaging it up, and model how they're pricing it. And then you're going to go out and just model that and insert your own flavor, your own voice, your own style, and do it like how you do it. But you can 100% make sales and make money just modeling what's already working in the market. So now that we've covered a couple steps about how you can make money packaging up your expertise and create a business that creates cash flow in your world, let's go ahead and tackle some of the mindset issues that typically come up for people when they embark on packaging up their expertise and exploring their superpower. Number one, you've got to adopt these mindsets that wealthy people have. And one of the mindsets that wealthy people have is they believe in a world of abundance. They believe that there's more than enough for you and I to have more than enough, and there to be more than enough left over. So they don't view the world as, wow, there's so much competition in that, I shouldn't get started. They're viewing it like, I can get in there and I can take market share. I can get in there and I can do my contribution. Wealthy people think they have value. What they have is worth something, and they are going to not get a lot of fear or perfectionism to get in the way to get in the game. I would encourage those of you watching this video that everything is a story happening in your own mind. So limitation only exists in your own mind. Now, if you can accept that fact, we can let go of a lot of limitations and start telling ourselves a better story. Here's a story that you'd want to adopt. What I have is very valuable. It may not be for everybody, but it's going to be for some people. Release the story that your stuff may not be good enough, or you'll never find people that are your people, because that's just 100% not true. You live in a world of abundance. The second powerhouse mindset that wealthy people have is they believe in themselves. So here's a little hack. If you struggle with confidence, or you struggle with, do I have what it takes to package up my thing? Or how do I even price it? Or do I know enough? Do I have enough certifications? The powerhouse mindset goes like this. People aren't buying your degrees and your level of professionalism, and they're never even going to ask you, where did you acquire this certification? What people are buying is your results. The results that you've gotten in your life and the results that you've gotten for other people. People do not care about degrees. They care about results. And if you're someone that has a testimony of your own life or testimonials for other people's lives, that's 100% enough for people to buy your stuff. There's this really cool story in a movie called Catch Me If You Can. I don't know if you've ever seen it, with Tom Hanks and Leonardo DiCaprio. And in the movie, there's a guy who's like a scam artist. And he pretends to be people like an airline pilot. He pretends to be a professor at a university. And later, once the scam artist was apprehended, the police said to him, how did you become a professor teaching all the students in this class? The gentleman said, oh, it was easy. All I had to do was be one chapter ahead. Isn't that fascinating? And you don't have to be 16 chapters ahead. You don't have to be 16 years ahead of somebody else. All you have to be is one chapter ahead. I love to tell people, help the you that was you 5 years ago. The 5 years ago version of you doesn't know the skill sets, doesn't know the tips, doesn't know the way to save time, the way to do it easier, better. So package up your expertise and serve the 5 years ago version of you, and people are going to appreciate that so much. And thank you for packaging up your expertise. So remember, you don't have to have it all figured out. You just got to be one chapter ahead. So if you're watching this video, I would encourage you to take those 2 steps of thinking about what is your superpower, and then go shopping online and find people that are modeling that in a way that you could model and then insert your own secret sauce and then adopt some of these mindsets that wealthy people have. You don't have to have it perfect. You don't have to take it all figured out. You just want to take fast, mediocre action and get out there and start serving people with your knowledge and your expertise. And if you would like to grow your business with leverage, make it a little bit easier, I have some resources down in the description box below so you can grow your business while having fun. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.